Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artist, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art, and I am your host for I Am Smart, the quiz where people compete for the right to say, I am smart. By engaging with this quiz, you are admitting that you don't know everything, and that is absolutely fine. Nobody does. For instance, how does the Electoral College work? I don't know. If you're anything like me, you don't know everything because you spend less time thinking and more time feeling. For instance, I feel like the Electoral College thing is just one of those things like saying I could care less when you mean I couldn't care less. It doesn't technically make sense, but gosh, it just feels so darn American that we just have to keep it around, don't we? Maybe not, but it's what I feel, so I can't be wrong. The format of the quiz is very simple, very straightforward. 5 rounds, 5 questions, 5 musings. There's that M. 30 points overall. All you're going to need for this quiz? Something to write with, something to write on. You'll also need a brain for thinking and an imaginosphere for imagining. They will both be tested in this quiz. Optional, a beverage for toasting. I always like to start with a little toast. Brings the group together before our mental exertions, and I hope you've all got your beverages at the ready so that you can join me in this toast. I've got a large canteen of water here. Here we go. Bevies up, guys, come on. To me, to you, and to Hue. H-U-E. You know, it just means colour, but it's a little fancier, yeah? You could describe the colour of your last poo to someone, and as long as you use the word hue, they will thank you. Cheers. Double dip. Good gracious macious. Hello, Smarties. Hello, Smarties. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I hope you all enjoyed learning about V for Vendetta on the countdown there. It is currently the 3rd of November, which means it's only 2 days away from the 5th of November, which in the UK is Bonfire Night, a night where we set off fireworks and burn stuff that looks like people in order to celebrate someone trying to blow up government. It's rife with art as an evening, one of my favourites, a wonderful event, and I celebrate each year by watching Natalie Portman get her head shaved. I think she's got it coming. She just gives off that vibe. My thanks as ever to Wikipedia for providing the information for that countdown. So, the things you learn here. Killer Kilch. We're punning already. Elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. It is election day here in America. But I know that people are getting sick of hearing about it. And people's anxiety may be through the roof because, obviously, you don't want your cameraman to get deported. So we're not mentioning it here, okay? We had a little mention earlier on with the Electoral College. That's the last one. That's, yeah? This is a politics-free zone, okay? No Trump, no Biden, all quiz, yeah? Just going to chill out together. We're going to revel in truth and in trivia and in creativity, yeah? And to that end, just to maintain the chill, and this is not advertising, there are many beers available, but I'm going to drink a Pabst Blue Ribbon right now. Right now. And if you think this is my first one today, you've got another thing coming, baby. You've got another thing coming. Another cheers. Oh, it goes down so smooth. Who have we got here? Killer Kilch, woohoo, let's do this. Let's do it. Your girl Sarah Kilch gives a woo as well. Juice Dota, hello to you. TB Douglas, hello Smarties, hello to you. Definitely not Duda. Returning Champagne, hello to you. Bam Bam Roll, hello all. Hello to just everybody. Just everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. And everyone's just saying hello to each other, saying cheers, saying what up. Bam Bam Roll, it's chaos here. But cheers, all you Smarties. Thank you for making this eve feel normal. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Because there's other stuff going on. But you know what? When you're quizzing right, it's all about the quiz, yeah? It's quiz and nothing else. Anna Karine, no politics starting now. She said it, no politics starting now. So no, shush, if there's anything more. Definitely not do such anxiety. Ugh, I know, defending your title, definitely. It's going to be a bit, yeah. Wyke Milson, a new name. Everybody, it's Wyke Milson. Gather round. Let's all welcome Wyke Milson. Hello to you. Do we want to just get on with the first round? I think that's enough preamble. Should we just get on with that first round? Let's do it. Just ease into it. Just nice and chill. This is a new player, and he's very awesome. Very awesome. I like awesome people, and I like people that are a little bit very. Wyke. So to have both of them together, you feel welcome. I feel lucky. To have you, dude. Here we go. Let's go. Yay or nay, baby? In order to be a great artiste, of course, you must discern the lies from the truth. I'm going to give you 5 statements, yeah? But do you believe them? If you do believe them, you write down on your piece of paper, yay, yeah? If you don't believe them, on your piece of paper, you write, that's correct, nay. And as ever, this round subject is chosen by the high scorer of last week's quiz. Last week, definitely not Duda, stormed a victory and chose 80s movies. Definitely, what a fantastic choice. Rules for the new friends. Okay, so, yeah. Wyke, you're just going to be writing down just 5 questions. There's 5 rounds, 5 questions in each round, and 5 musings. So each round has 5 questions and 1 musing. You just write them down on a piece of paper. So there's going to be 30 questions or 30 prompts to write something overall. Just each one will get 1 point. You tot up your scores at the end. There's no prizes, just pride. Yeah, it's just for fun. It's just to learn, just to spend time with other people, and just revel in, as I say, truth, trivia, and creativity. Nana's here as well. Made it just in time. Nana, thank you for being here. Is this the highest attended? We've got double figures, which for a quiz is not common. Let me tell you, we've had the one just before the hiatus was just me and TV Douglas. So this feels like a bustling quiz. We're very excited. Let's just get on with some questions then, shall we? Statement number 1, guys. Here we go. Let's set the tone with statement numero 1. Top Gun sees Tom Cruise play a hotshot pilot with the call sign Iceman. So what I've done here is obviously the 80s, there's a lot of films in the 80s. So what I tried to do, definitely with permission and with respect, is to really kind of crystallize it down into trying to find the most 80s movies that I can. Try to pick 5 of them, real, like, couldn't have been made at any other time, 80s movies, and we're gonna find out about them. First one, of course, Top Gun, super duper 80s, real short shorts. Top Gun sees Tom Cruise play a hotshot pilot with the call sign Iceman. Do you believe that? Yay. Do you not believe that? Nay. What a soundtrack. Absolutely, Juice Dota. What a soundtrack to that. The soundtrack took my breath away. Oh. On my list of best albums. Wow, that is a ringing endorsement there from Killer. Approach, is that a plain pun? The more puns we can get here, guys, it's proven, I think, it's been said that puns do actually are a great stress reliever. That's why you can't be, stressed at Christmas. because of the Christmas cracker pun jokes. So that's question 1. We spent too long on that already. Just got to ease in there, haven't we? We're just keeping it chill. Don't worry about it, guys. Statement number 2. The antagonists of The Goonies. Another very 80s movie. The Fratelli family consists of Ma Fratelli and her 3 sons. Do you believe that, or do you not believe that? It's my childhood. I've watched that movie more times than any other. Are we talking about Top Gun, or are we talking about Goonies here? Gosh, it's nice to just be here, isn't it? Just, can you hear that? Just quiet. No big bombastic news graphics coming up. Just knowledge. Statement number 3. Daniel wins the final fight in The Karate Kid by using tiger stance, which is a stance in karate. So you're not getting me on that one, okay? So that's true. We know that that is a stance. But is that what Daniel uses to win the final fight in Karate Kid? The Karate Kid? Daniel LaRusso, the character's name is, which is a fantastically flamboyant surname. That's number 3. Number 4, which movie have we got now? Back to the Future. Gosh. Doc buys the plutonium needed to power the time machine in Back to the Future from Afghan terrorists. Afghan terrorists. Yay or nay? I don't know. Maybe I can come up with a better hand sign than that. What's this doing? Is that as bright as it's going? Try green. Magenta. I like that. Let's do the magenta. And then the final question. Thumbs up and down would work. Anna Karine. Sometimes the simple answer is the best one, isn't it? Do you believe that? Yay. Do you not believe that? Nay. I like it. It just feels right. It feels simple. It feels straightforward. It just feels right. Universally accepted. Thank you very much for that. Final statement of the round in Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing. Baby, I've used speech marks because it's not her real name, only gets to dance with Johnny because his usual dance partner needs knee surgery. Knee surgery. Yay? Nay. Which do you believe? Do you know what? Having a blazer on, yes, it's very game show, which is why I wear it. But it's also just like a bit like square, you know? It's a bit like formal. And tonight, guys, I'm like, no. It's off. It's off. In Dirty Dancing, Baby only gets to dance with Johnny because his usual dance partner needs knee surgery. Yay or nay? Your call. Now he's Dirty Dancing. Oh, you cheeky monkey there, Juice Dota. Cheeky monkey. Not dirt. Just taking my blazer off. You. Gosh, flirt. So that's the 5 statements this round. Is that the end of the round? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We need, of course, ding, 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 it's amusing. What's our musing here? Bang. Which 80s film would you most like to see a sequel to, and why? A lot of movies in the 80s. A lot of them have sequels, sure. Top Gun, as we mentioned at the start of the round, that's getting a sequel, apparently, coming up. Karate Kid has several. What were the other ones? Dirty Dancing has Havana Nights, I believe. Goonies, no sequel. And what was the... I can't even remember what the other... Karate Kid, Goonies... Is that all four? Oh, Back to the Future. Obviously, you've got two fantastic sequels there. But pick an 80s film that you would like to see a sequel to and let me know why. Just write it down on your piece of paper and we'll discuss them later. And you know what? I can't wait to discuss this. Yeah? I think there's going to be a lot of great answers here and I'm excited for them. But until then, that is the end of the first round. Well done, guys. You did it. You did it. Next round, probably most exciting for you at this stage, I would have thought, because it's, of course, the rando round. Round 2 is always the rando round, which means you've got no idea what we're going to be doing here, no idea what format it's going to take, or what we're going to be discussing. So let's put you out of your misery. Musicals. Musicals. I realised... Thanks for those two faces. Wyke, that's wonderful. I realised that we haven't really, we like to detail a lot of different types of art on this show, but we haven't yet really detailed musicals. And I thought that's a shame because musicals are wonderful, where sometimes you fall in love with somebody so hard that you just have to start singing. Yeah? What's more romantic than that? So what I've done is I've taken the posters, as we can see up here, the posters from some stage musicals, and I've covered up the title with mine own face. Your job is to tell me which musical each poster is for, okay? Now, it's going to get quite difficult, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to get quite difficult. This is one with a lot of intellectual rigour behind it. Because sometimes there's not... with movie posters, this is the movie poster. With theatre ones, each different production has its own one. So it's, some of them are some of these are foreign. But you're gonna have to take your clues from what you can still see. Okay, Killer says exciting, and I'm glad you're on board with it so far. Let's go number one. Number one's easy, guys. Number one's easy. I'm easing you in. Yeah, easing you in. What poster is this? What musical is this poster for? It's this young lady. Obviously, we've got my face there covering up the title. And covering up real well. It's I wouldn't describe it as a seamless Photoshop job. Just, I have been a little bit stressed the last couple of days, understandably. So this is, not necessarily my most thorough work, to use an Americanism. But does the job. Can you see the title? No. So that's number one. Number two. What's that? What's that for? What's going on there? This one, even if you don't know instinctively what it is, just give it a guess. Just play it like catchphrase. Just say what you see, okay? And you might get lucky with this one. You might get lucky. So that's number two. Three ball is this one. Now this one you've got a tagline. The heat is on. Little burp. But what is that the tagline for? You'll notice that I've covered up this little quote up there that actually mentions one of the other musicals that we're dealing with. So I thought, easiest thing, just cover them both up. Just cover them both up. I'm now realizing that I didn't necessarily check this small print to see whether they mention it at all. But I'm guessing, unless you're watching this on a real big TV, which you might be, and that'd be very exciting, you're not going to be able to read that. That's fine. That's fine. Bless you. Gosh, I don't know what that's for, Wyke, but You're welcome, buddy. Number 4. What's that? What's that? That's 3 heads. 3 heads of Not Me. What could that be covering up? Getting a bit trickier now. I sense it. I sense the energy from you guys. I sense it. And that's fine. There's no shame in not getting these guys. Yeah? Because if you don't know them now, at the end of the quiz, when we go through the answers, then you'll know them. Yeah? It's just a fun way of learning, really. And then number 5, the final musical poster. Bosh! What is that? What is that? What words are behind that handsome smiling face? Difficult to tell. Difficult to tell. That's what makes it such a great quiz round. What is that word? What are those words that are just about seen? Rogers and Then let's go for amusing. Best musical. That simple. What's the best musical in your honest opinion? IYHO. What's the best musical? What is the best musical? Best quiz show alive. Thank you. Thank you, Wyke. You are phenomenally complimentary. And that is one of the big things that I look for in a friend. You know? And I like the fact that you're saying that we're alive, that it shows that this show has vitality, you know? Anima. Yeah? Just doing my best. Just doing my best. But what's the best musical? I Feel You, Joanna. Maybe should have pointed this out. Not me. Not me. But I feel you too, Wyke. Feel you too. Round 3. Should we do a round 3? Yeah, round 3. Should we do a round 3? You'll know what it is. You'll know what it is. It's round 3. Look close. Of course. Of course. As an artiste, you need to keep your eyes open, yeah? There's inspiration flying at you at all times. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel if a spellbinding idea just passed you by and you didn't even realise because you were too busy daydreaming about how small Ellen Page is? Really annoyed. That's how. So I'm about to show you some incredible art, okay? And when I do, I want you to look close, yeah? Because there's going to be questions on it afterwards. And here's the thing. Something that's very special for tonight. I wanted to do something very special for you guys. This is an original piece of art. This isn't an old piece of art. This is a piece of art that I completed today. Yeah? This very day. You guys are the first people to ever see this. Yeah? To ever see this. And it's set to post in about an hour on the Instagrams and the Facebooks. But for now, this is just for you babies. Okay? So I want you to watch this. It's only a minute long. I want you to watch this. Pay attention. There's going to be questions on it afterwards. Okay? Whew. Good luck. Hey guys, Not Me here. I'm going to be getting rid of my jack-o'-lantern today, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour of it so that people who didn't watch the Most Week show this week can still appreciate it. Obviously we've got the wonderful beard that was simply drawn on with a Sharpie pen. Foil inside intensifies this small light. The light represents the bright light of inspiration that comes from my imaginosphere. And of course the pièce de résistance, these wonderful cardboard and cellophane glasses that were incredibly difficult to affix onto the pumpkin because of its irregular texture. But I am getting rid of of him today because the smell is becoming untenable. A jack-o'-lantern is, of course, just a vegetable that we're allowing to rot inside our homes. Art. I'm going to miss him, though. I think partly because he looks so much like myself. So, jack-o'-lantern, it is with a heavy heart that we say thank you and goodbye. There we go. There we go. We're going to go through these questions quick whilst it's still fresh in your mind. Fresh in your mind. Question number 1. What type of pen was used to apply the beard? The beard on the jack-o'-lantern. What type of pen was used to apply it? Definitely not Duda. I think communicating through emoji. Sad about losing that jack-o'-lantern. Sad about losing your jack-o'-lantern. Sad about jack-o'-lanterns in general. We spend so much time on them, such love and care and attention, and then a few days later they start to stink, and we just got to give them the big elbow, haven't we? We've just got to give them the big elbow. But it does hurt us. Kill us is bye Jacko. Absolutely. Bye Jacko. Wherever you are. Probably still in that wheelie bin. Question number 2. What intensifies the bright light of inspiration? What intensifies the bright light of inspiration? Definitely not Duda's. Feeling all of them. Feeling all of them. Just so much love, so much emotion within definitely. I respect that. White Milson, hit the road, Jack. Absolutely. Hit the road. Which you'll notice that he did because I threw it too hard and then it ended up just kind of, and I was going to take a picture of it or do some footage of that, but I just thought too upsetting. Too upsetting. I don't want this to be like a, David Cronenberg film. Question number 3. The glasses were made from cardboard and what other material? What other material were the glasses made from? Oh God, what does that do? Okay. Was it all echoey, the video? I fear it may have been echoey, although it's at least volume down. Anyway. Question number 4. What was written on the refuse receptacle at the end? I had some trouble wording this question, because I would know it as a wheelie bin or a rubbish bin because of my Englishness. I know you Americans talk about trash and garbage, but I don't know. I know you have a garbage can, but that seemed to me to be more of like a household thing, a waste paper basket, essentially. Wasn't sure what the big wheelie bins would be called. So in the end, I just went refuse receptacle, which is a phrase that nobody uses, just to put everyone on the same page. Are these really material questions? Juice. Keep them coming, baby. I'm enjoying each one of them, even more than the last. And then question 5. Which side of my mouth was the disgusting spot? I know you all noticed it. A lesser man would have hidden away from it. Would have put on some kind of concealer. But that was me, warts and all. And whilst it wasn't strictly speaking a wart, the vibe was in the same ballpark. There's a disgusting spot that has since been dealt with. What side of it? So this is a 50-50. Like with the yay or nay round, this is 50-50. Yeah? Left or right. Make your choice. Then we've got a musing. Of course we do. Musing. What elements would you fashion to make a jack-o'-lantern of yourself? What are the key elements that a jack-o'-lantern would need to have for someone to look at it and go, is that supposed to be juice Dota? You say, yeah, it is. And say, I get it because of XYZ. Ability for pumpkin to make puns, all right? Punkin. Oh, terrific. Terrific. What would make a Sarah Kilch jack-o'-lantern? What would make a Killer Kilch jack-o'-lantern? A T.B. Douglas jack-o'-lantern? Anna Karine jack-o'-lantern? Wyke Milson in the form of a jack-o'-lantern. What are you getting on there? And bear in mind, this is neck up, guys. You could say, oh, what's in a definitely not due to one a slightly fragile ankle? That's not an option available to you, definitely. Neck up. It's tricky. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's not. 10 million followers. I wish. And then let's move on to round number 4. Here we go. Here we go. Game. Ladies and gentlemen, recognizes game. As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. Oh, that's messed up the green screen now. Oh, that looks terrible. That way, if they want to be polite, then they have to say nice stuff about your art as well. Circle of Life, Wheel of Fortune, etc. This week, the spotlight falls on someone I know you're going to be thrilled to see. One of history's most handsome men is Mr. Elvis Presley. Mr. Elvis Presley. And we've got 5 questions about the King, as he was called. Let's see how much you know about him. Let's see how much you know about him. Question number 1. Oh, no, let's get rid of you, Elvis. Bugger off. What was Elvis Presley's middle name? Nice and simple, just to start off. Again, easing you in. Easing you in. I apologize to anyone watching on YouTube. I have not been paying attention to the chat, so if you have said something, I haven't seen it. I'm sure you haven't, but you never do on YouTube. But if you're watching it after the fact on YouTube, don't forget to just give it a bit of a like. Give it a bit of a like. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a great deal to me. Elvis blank Presley. What's the middle name? Killer Kilch. Who is this? Elvis, sweetheart. It's Elvis. The king of rock and roll. Number 2, Elvis was drafted into military service. In which branch of the military did he serve? Which branch of the military? Maybe that's better. I don't know. It's all experimentation, isn't it? All experimentation. Beers go down quickly sometimes, don't they? Question number 3. Elvis had 2 songs go to number 1 that had an animal in the title. Name either of them. I don't need both of them, guys. Just name me either of them, okay? YouTube. How are you? It's going to be so much easier to get people onto YouTube once I have a, custom URL. youtube.com/channel/iamnotme.iamart. Oh my God, it's going to be so much easier. Everyone's going to flock there. You just watch. You just flip and watch. Question number 4. Question number 4. That's quite a fun one, isn't it? I was quite proud of that one. Question number 4. In what room in his house did Elvis die? A little bit macabre. Maybe still feeling the effects of some of that Halloween juju. Yeah? But he died in one of the rooms of his house, certainly. Which room was it? Gosh, terrifically unpleasant. 6:40. Come on, guys. And question number 5. This is a tricky one, potentially. Name any actor who has played Elvis in any non-TV feature film. TV, no way. Series, no way. TV movie, no way. Cinematic feature film features a character who is Elvis. Name anybody who's played him. Can be the starring role, can be a minor role, whatever you like. There's a lot of them, but not a huge amount of famous ones. And I'm fully, I'm basing this on, as I do most things in my life, a Wikipedia article. So I'm aware that there may be discrepancies here. So if anyone makes a bold claim, somebody played him in this film, we're going to look it up. And we're going to determine the right answer. Okay, because I've got a list, but it might not be exhaustive. It's a great question, though. It's a great question. You're lucky to have it. And then the musing, Elvis-related musing. Obviously, one of the big rumours. Extra cred to name multiple. Absolutely. There are occasions in the quiz here, Weichel, if I can call you Weichel, where you can get some swagger points, really. You can get some swagger points. They don't count towards the quiz, but boy howdy do they make you feel better. Yeah? So if you want to name multiple, you name multiple. If you want to name both of the number one songs that had an animal in the title, name both of them, baby. I am not going to stop you. But one of the big rumours around Elvis, obviously such a huge pop culture figure, is that he didn't actually die and that he faked his own death and went on to live, that's the question. If Elvis did fake his own death and retire to obscurity, what do you think he would have done with his time? What do you think he would have done with his time? Sorry, guys, very gassy. I don't know what it is. What would old man Elvis have done post 1977? I want to say 77 when he died. But if he didn't die, what did he do? And this can be immediately afterwards. This can be if he was still alive today. Whatever you like. Just give me a little snapshot of him at some point in his life after faking his own death. Now, by my calculations, guys, you've only got one round left. And I think you know what round it is. Let's get to it right now. No! I wouldn't have enjoyed Highway 61 Revisited anywhere near as much had Bob Dylan not been quite so knowledgeable about the Bible. Yeah? Artists need to know about the world around them, not just art. And so I present this round about not art. Nart. Annika Ryan's already said it. Killer Kilcher's already said it. Nart. It's the Nart round. But what form will the Nart round take this night? Oh! Come on. We try and we try and we try to avoid it, and somehow it just finds its way back in, doesn't it? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Why can't I remember what I've done these rounds on? Juice Dota, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. It's too late to think of something else, so we're just going to have to barrel through this one nice and quick. What I've done is I have picked Some quotes from the final 2020 presidential debate. In the should have Pinky promise. Absolutely. Yeah. So legally, I'm good. Yeah. You're not going to get me on the, if any lawyers, is this not me? Yeah, this is not, no. Because I never, yeah. I've taken some quotes from the final presidential debate. I've taken out one word. I just need to know that word. In the interest of impartiality, being, equal, I'm not going to tell you whose quotes they are. They could be Jables. They could be Dotrue. Either one, we're just going to, Bernie can still win this. You keep fighting that fight, Wikey. I think you're onto something. Statement number 1. No one should be going to jail because they have a blank problem. What is the blank? What is the blank? Juice Dota, Good Space Guy 2020. A lot of potential write-in nominations here. In some ways, it feels like it would have been a waste to write those in when you voted today, and I hope you did vote. But, it's your democratic right, for better or for worse. No one should be going to jail because they have a blank problem. I don't need to know who said it. Could have been either of them, really. But I just need to know what those 4 question marks represent. Just give me a word. Just give me a word. Number 2. I blank all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. Again, it's very measured, very considered. Could have been either of them. What does that blank mean? What one word? I blank all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. Could be either. Could be either. Number 3, I take full blank. It's not my fault that it came here. It's China's fault. Could be either of them. Yeah? Could be either of them. But what's that? 4 question marks representing a single word. What is that single word? Number 4. There's a reason why he's bringing up all this blank. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. Substantive. Lovely word. Substantive. 3 syllables. Could have been either of them. Could have been either of them. What's that word? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark means one word. There's a reason why he's bringing up all this. And I'll give you a clue. It's not a curse word. Not me's PG. Number 5. Final question of this whole quiz this week, guys. Children are brought here by blank and lots of bad people, comma, cartels. Could be either of them. Could be either of them. What's that word? And I, without wanting to give too much away, if you don't know this, in my heart of hearts, much as I believe in you guys, much as I respect your intelligences and your creativity, I don't think you're going to guess this one. I don't think you're going to guess it. Could be either of them. Could be either of them. So that's the final. Should we go through them again? I went through those quite quickly. Number 1, no one should be going to jail because they have a blank problem. Number 2, I blank all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. Number 3, I take full blank. It's not my fault that it came here. It's China's fault. Number 4, there's a reason why he's bringing up all this blank. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. And number 5, children are brought here by blank and lots of bad people, comma, cartels. And the final musing of the quiz this week. If you were president, after all the important stuff, what personal law would you make? Some kind of specific, highly personal law. And I suppose in this kind of, hypothetical situation, it's say, I don't know how government works over here. The Senate or whoever helps the president or allows the president to make laws, you get a kind of get out of jail free card in a game of poker or something, where it's like you can put down any law and they will have to just fine. What are you playing your Trump card? I mean, or Biden card, I suppose. You playing the card so you can, and then you say yep, and they okay. I don't agree with it necessarily, but we've got to do it. Those are the rules of the specific game of poker that we're playing. What personal law are you making? Guys, I've got some stunning news. You guys. That was the last question. That was the last musing. That was the last challenge that you have. And can I tell you, you nailed it. Well done. Let's celebrate.
I asked you some questions, but now the question part is done. Now let's hear some answers and find out who has won, which is everybody.
There we go. Questions are done. What was on the background of the jingle there? It was books, of course. It was books. Books are on the background. So here's your free fact this week, all about books. People say the longest sentence to ever be printed in literature belongs to Victor Hugo. The claim is that in Les Miserables, which we mentioned possibly, shut up, there is a sentence which is 823 words long. 823 words long. And let me tell you this, if you have ever seen Les Mis, you'll believe that. You'll believe that. Because it's multi-layered. Let's get on with some... but I think I got away with it. I think I got away with it. But I think I got away with it. Let's get some answers, shall we? Gosh, let's get some answers. The musing for the first round was, of course, which 80s film would you like to see a sequel to and why? Get it in the chat! Put it in the chat, please, guys. Get your answers in the chat whilst we go through the rest of the answers. Question number 1. Top Gun sees Tom Cruise play a hotshot pilot with the call sign Iceman. Yay or nay? It is, of course, nay. Nay. Iceman is the call sign for the antagonist, played by Val Kilmer. Tom Cruise is Maverick. And you bet he is. You bet he is. Even a religion. Statement number 2. The antagonist of the Goonies, the Fratelli family, consists of Ma Fratelli and her 3 sons. Hopefully this confused you a little bit. But the answer is yay. It's yay. There's 3 of them. There's the 2 normal ones and then the other one. And we love them all equally. We love them all equally. Statement number 3. Daniel wins the final fight in The Karate Kid by using tiger stance. Does he? Does he? Does he? Nay. Crane stance. Crane stance with the leg up. Referring to the crane, the bird, not the, to help build buildings. So well done you if you got that one right. Statement number 4. Doc Brown buys the plutonium needed to power the time machine in Back to the Future from Afghan terrorists. Nay. It was in fact Libyan terrorists. They were the terrorists du jour in Hollywood around that time. And then statement number 5 in Dirty Dancing, Baby only gets to dance with Johnny because his usual dance partner needs knee surgery. Yay or nay? That is, of course, nay. She needs to have an abortion, which is then botched, which becomes a major plot point. Yes. A major plot point in one of the biggest chick flicks of the 80s, a botched abortion. There we go. Let's say no more about that. Which 80s film would you most like to see a sequel to and why? Let's go to the chat. Anna Karine, The Breakfast Club, 10-year reunion. I would enjoy that. I'd enjoy that a lot, to see what stereotypes they had fallen into in their adult lives. And whether John Bender still wearing that earring. Wouldn't that be sweet? And maybe infected. White Milson, The Warriors. Yeah, that'd be great. See what incredible visual and highly implausible gangs the makers would make up for this time. What kind of gangs would there be these days? The internet people? Or the COVID? Sarah Kilch says 9 to 5 with modern issues. I say Working Girl because it still stands. Absolutely. Kind of along the same lines there. Women stuff, which is absolutely fine. Strength to strength these days. You know, after Ally McBeal, it was all good for the ladies. So, yeah, great choices. Nana Hobbob says Time Bandits. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's the fun thing with any kind of time travel movie. Really shows, you know, they travel to lots of different times. It really just shows the time that it was made in that much more cleanly. That's my interpretation. That's what I get from time travel movies. And so seeing what a 2020 time travel movie would be, I imagine it would all be going backwards. There's a lot of fear about the future these days. People will probably just say, I'm just going to hang out in the 80s, okay? Wasn't that when the original time? Yeah, it was just, let me just go back. It was just easier. Say Anything that follows Lily Taylor's character. That's interesting. Because at the end, they don't end up together, do they? She kind of moves on because she's very clever, and I don't really remember that. I just remember falling in love with John Cusack, as we all did. But yeah, I would enjoy that. TB Douglas, Splash. I want to see the Underwater Kingdom. That's clever. That's real clever. And that's the kind of thing that you want a sequel to have. Here's the first one, which is giving you this. This is the amount of money that we have. We can give you one fish lady, and that's all you're getting. Second one makes a bit of money. Okay, let's pump a little bit more money in. Let's see where she's coming from. Yeah? Let's see what this world is all about. Let's see what the politics are like there. That's a great shout. War Games 2, The Iraqi Exercise. So I like the idea of having a sequel to an 80s film set in the 90s, which I assume it would be. That's nice. And you still get that retro charm. Although it would mean that potentially Matthew Broderick would have to play himself at age like late 20s, maybe 30. Which I don't know if you've seen him these days, but CG, we've done it. Wyke Milson, Sloth was not an antagonist. I'll die on this hill. Absolutely. I mean, I feel justified in describing them as the antagonist family, because they are for the majority of the running time. But I see a point. Wyke, and it's a great one, and it's a creative one, and you're welcome to it. Absolutely. Definitely, if you're not glad I got them all right in the round I picked. Well done, you. Definitely. That's fantastic. Juice to CG is great these days. It is great. CG is great these days. Absolutely. So well done. So 1 point for all of those. If you got them right, largely for Wyke, all the rest of you are old hands at this. 1 point for every correct answer. And the benefit with the musings, because they're from your truth, whatever you wrote is the right answer, so you get a point for that as well. Rando round, let's go for the musical posters. The musing was, of course, best musical. This is going to get contentious. I guarantee it. Get it in the chat. Question 1 was this one. I almost spoiled it, but I got away with it earlier on. It was, of course, let's get rid of that delicious face. Les Miserables. I will accept Les Mis. Yeah, I will accept Les Mis like a drama student. Les Mis. So well done you if you got that one right, although that one was fairly easy. This one, I did say that this was kind of a catchphrase one. Say what you see. If you see it, say it. What are these? These are roofs. What is he holding there? A violin. What's another name for a violin? A fiddle. It's Fiddler on the Roof. It's the most Jewish time you can have in the theatre, I've heard, which is great. Number 3. The heat is on. That's nothing to do with this. So if you took that for, the heat is on, what could that be for? No, this is a very different vibe to this one. This is Miss Saigon, the legendary musical from the creators of Les Miserables, which is why I covered it up, because that was the previous one. So well done you if you got that one. What's number 4? Oh yeah, the big clues here. At the bottom, what are they? They're all in a line, and they don't look like they're the main cast. The top, the song 1, singular sensation. It is of course, a chorus line. So well done you if you got that one right. That's a little bit more rando. And in this one, you've not got a lot to go on. Some palm trees, World War II fighter planes, Rodgers and Hammerstein. It is South Pacific. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you're going to have a tough job with that one. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have a tough job. But well done if you did get that right. Well done if you got any of those right, because some of them were, I think, pretty tricky. Especially if you're not in the musical world. I love musicals, but not everybody does. Best musical. What do we have? Avenue Q at Juice absolutely taking the the rule of like, yeah, Sesame Street's great, but what are those guys like when they go back home? Yeah, what are those guys like when they clock off? Yeah, great. I Feel You, Joanna is from Sweeney Todd, the best musical. I like the confidence there. I Feel You, Joanna. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. More murder than in some musicals. More throat slitting. More viscera than you get on a lot of musicals. That doesn't make it bad, though. That doesn't make it bad. Certainly not in your eyes, Wyke. So well done for that choice. That's a great one. Nana goes for Les Mis. Nana just, I want... and similarly with Sweeney Todd, if you say... anything, actors, I'm walking out of here. You've got to sing every single line, even if it sounds a little bit ridiculous. You've got to sing everything. Oh yeah, that's fine. What did I say about talking? Great. T.B. Douglas, Matilda, simply wonderful. A little bit of Roald Dahl, friend of the show, Roald Dahl. Very tall guy, Roald Dahl, but that's a great show, absolutely. A little obscure Anna Karenina, maybe not well known, Bay Boy. Ooh, I'm not big into superhero stuff, but that does sound like it'd be pretty exciting. Bay Boy, I'm not familiar with it, but the more specific you can make it, an argument is, the better it's going to be. Because it's more about you. Yeah, it's more about your truth, like we say. Sarah Kilcher's cooking, so she says Phantom of the Opera. I say Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Could be a good match there. Because in a lot of relationships, there's an introvert and there's an extrovert, and I think we know which one's which on that one. Again, Phantom of the Opera. Don't you talk. Don't you say anything. Don't you say anything amelodically. Definitely not Duda. Bat Boy. Gosh, is this a companion piece to Bay Boy? Either one. Really cool. Really cool. Or any high school production of Footloose. They just want to dance. And the square adult won't let them. Great. Anger dancing. There are few more artistic expressions of oneself than anger dancing. That's superb. Oh, Anna Karenina, Bat Boy. You meant Bat Boy, not Bay Boy. Bat Boy. Sounds good, though. Sounds good. Again, I don't know whether that's anything to do with kind of a young Batman. Maybe not. Who knows? Definitely is excited that you went for the same one. That's superb. Bat Boy, so good. A lot of love for Bat Boy. Maybe I'm going to have to look this one up. That was truly incredible. Thank you for that. You're welcome, Wyke. I love your Bat Boy. Hold your Bat Boy. Wow. Yeah, I got to... Let's make a note of this. Let's make a note of this. Bat Boy. Underlined. It's underlined, guys, so that makes it official. Wash that man right out of my hair. Absolutely. Hopefully you got that South Pacific. Look close round. So points all round for those. Those are all great choices. And aside from the Bat Boy melange, not a lot of doubling up, which fantastic. Lots of different ones. If you're watching this after the fact and you're thinking, do you know what? I don't really get into musicals. Watch some of these. Watch some of these, and I'm sure that you'll be won over. Look close. What elements would you fashion to make a jack-o'-lantern of yourself? Get it in the chat. Get it in that flippin' chat. Question 1. What type of pen was used to apply the beard? It was, of course, a Sharpie. You probably could have guessed that, even if you didn't watch the video. Easing you in. Easing you in. First one's an easy. First one's a gimme. Take that. That's fine. Question number 2. What intensifies the bright light of inspiration? Beer? Could be. But the actual answer, I will not accept beer for that answer. The actual answer was foil. Foil. Reflective in a wonderful way. Question number 3. The glasses were made from cardboard and what other material? Well, of course it was cellophane, purple cellophane. I was intending to buy a small amount of purple cellophane, but instead had to buy 100 feet genuinely of purple cellophane. So expect some art coming up in the future utilizing purple cellophane. Question number 4. What was written on the refuse receptacle at the end? Very simple. Food and compostables. Compostables, that's a nice word. And I'm confident that you haven't said it in at least the last 6 months, probably the last year. And I would just ask you right now, wherever you are, just say it out loud to yourself. Compostables. 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 You owe me 2 more. Compostables. Compostables. Wonderful. Wonderful. Question number 5. What side of my mouth was the disgusting spot? It was, of course, it's still kind of there. You probably didn't see it because I really went to town on it. It was the left side. It was the left side of my face. Now, some of you might have been confused because you're looking at my face, and so what it looks to you on the right, but it's obviously on the left side of my mouth. Okay? Great. If you got any of those correctly, well done. Although it was only a minute long, and I think the shorter they are, the easier they tend to be. But, you know, I don't mind giving you them. What elements would you fashion to make a jack-o'-lantern of yourself? What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? All this Bat Boy chat, of course. A top bun for Christy. A top bun for Christy. That's good. That's good. That's sure. Is the jack-o'-lantern for you, is Christy the name of your top bun? You have a top bun. You're cool. That's fine. Nana says thinning hair, a nose that looks like it snores. A nose that looks like it snores. Very thin. I don't know whether thin going to very flared, like some kind of flugelhorn or trumpet. Thinning hair would be, because then you just means adding extra hair in certain places to take it away at other places. That's absolutely fantastic. And great for you owning that. Other people would cover that up. Other people would be ashamed of that. But not Nana. Respect. Juicy says, strands of corn husk to make my beard. It's all about the beard for Juice. And as someone who's seen the beard, video evidence of the beard, I can say it's, pretty exciting. Wyke Milson, compostables. It's just got a nice mouth feel, doesn't it, Wyke? A nice mouth feel. Compostables. Killer, laughter track for me. So bring in audio elements. I like that. Getting a bit high tech. Batteries might become an issue unless you're able to plug it in, but I'm sure you've thought of that. Sarah Kilch says spaghetti for hair and orange rings for glasses. Just hair and glasses. And people say, that's Sarah Kilch. That's good. A crown of art supplies. So that's interesting, Anna Karine, because I'm assuming here that you don't go around in everyday life with a crown of art supplies. I assume you're taking more of a kind of conceptual, slightly abstract look at the jack-o'-lantern process. And that's absolutely your right to do. That's wonderful. That's nice. What would be the centerpiece of the crown is a follow-up question that I would have. Feel free to answer it if you wish. Definitely facial piercings and messy hair. Gosh, definitely you just paint such a rock and roll flippin' picture of yourself. Such a flippin' rock and roll picture. Probably with a beer as well. I'm not casting aspersions. Just it goes with the rock and roll thing. White Milson, will the spot popping video be available for patrons? Absolutely not. It was productive. Productive. I don't know if sometimes when you're like cutting an orange or a grapefruit, and sometimes you catch the wrong artery of the orange or the grapefruit, but you wouldn't want any part of that. Trust me, Wyke, you wouldn't want any part of that. TB says, blonde wig, wooden spoon for baking, calligraphy pen, and a book. Gross. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound that gross. Blonde wig, wooden... the spot. The spot. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. It was gross. It was gross. I'm going to own that. Blonde wig, wooden spoon for baking, calligraphy pen. I don't know where the spoon and the pen and the book are going to go, bearing in mind that you don't have hands, unless you're going for more of an Anna Karenina kind of like, conceptual, like, kind of vibe, and maybe they're just inside the pumpkin, as if like that's what you're thinking about. I don't know want to do your work for you, but that's great. Anna Karenina, I'm thinking a pink pearl eraser. I mean, I don't know what a pink pearl eraser is, and I'm kind of curious. So, pink pearl eraser. Oh, I see. Just like okay, yeah, that would work. That would work. I mean, that's pretty sturdy, so that could make, pretty good, kind of a white picket fence almost of pink pearl erasers. That's good. I like that. A lot of pop chat, which is not really what we were hoping for, and I think some people are getting a little queasy, which is absolutely fine and within your rights and kind of understandable at this stage. So let's move on to the artist spotlight. There we go. That was missing before. The musing was nothing to do with spots. It was, if Elvis did fake his own death and retire to obscurity, what do you think he would have done with his time? Guys, just get it in the chat. That's done. Question number 1. What was Elvis Presley's middle name? You'll know this. It was Aaron. Elvis Aaron Presley. Of course it was. Question number 2. Elvis was drafted into military service. In which branch of the military did he serve? You've only got 4 options here, so 25% of you at least should have got this right. The answer is Army. He was Army. Didn't go in the water. Didn't go in the sky. Just keeping it real as part of his appeal. Question number 3. Elvis had 2 songs go to number 1 that had an animal in the title. Name either of them. It's all I want. You could have gone hound dog, or you could have gone let me be your teddy bear. Now, teddy bear, not an animal, not a real animal. I've come to accept that now. But bear, yeah, that's real. So either one of those would have got you the points. If you want to be like, Wyke and go for swagger points, you can give me both. But you're only going to get 1 point, okay? I can't stress that enough. Question number 4. In what room in his house did Elvis die? Pretty famous, I think, but I'd be interested in if people did or didn't get this one right. Bathroom. Died on the toilet, fell forward, and was kind of stuck in that on the toilet position for a while, apparently. Pretty undignified way for the king to die. Because if he's on the toilet, obviously his bottom's out, and you don't want to. I mean, obviously he's dead. He's in heaven. He's fine. Yeah, still, fairly embarrassing. And then name any actor who has played Elvis in any non-TV feature film. We've got quite a few here, so we're just going to smash through them. Bruce Campbell from Bubba Hotep, Peter Dobson from Forrest Gump, Tyler Hilton from Walk the Line, Harvey Keitel in Finding Graceland, David Keith in Heartbreak Hotel, Michael Shannon in Elvis and Nixon, Michael St. Gerard in Various, he's done it 3 or 4 times, and Jack White in Walk Hard. Any one of those is going to get you the point. If anyone has any other ones that they want to throw into the mix that they feel that I've missed, that's absolutely fine. Just let me know. And that extends if you're watching in the future on YouTube. Just put it in the comments and we'll go through it and we'll discuss it. You never know, we might become friends. So well done if you've got any of those. I do think those are quite tricky. I think maybe some people might have got Michael Shannon. That was only in the last few years. Bruce Campbell for Bubba Hotep. That's a pretty famous one, although a little bit niche, I suppose. And Jack White. It's kind of a comedy performance, but still counts. Let's go for the musings. If Elvis did fake his own death and retire to obscurity, what do you think he would have done with his time? Here we go. Nana says, owned and operated a Jimmy John's franchise. I can imagine him in a Jimmy John's type vibe. Yeah. I can imagine people coming in to hear that accent and just being bowled over by him. So yeah, I could see that. I can see that. Definitely not dude. TB is crying, laughing, and throwing up. Probably still about the spot stuff. Okay. Sarah Kilch, painted animal shelter dogs. You mean painted pictures of animal shelter dogs, as opposed to, because I thought that's quite mean if he's just adopting dogs and just going over them with some emulsion. And that doesn't sound like Elvis to me, but painting, this is a dog and you should adopt it. Absolutely. That's good. Anna Karina, diner chef at a quaint country diner. Absolutely. And people would say, oh my God, you're Elvis? And he would say, no, I get that all the time. Because you'd have to change his voice slightly just to make, so he'd get away with it. Wyke, Elvis would have blown all his money on expensive cars for himself and his friends and then gone to that one place to get that stupid sandwich with a jar of peanut butter on it. Maybe. I mean, that's kind of the start of a short film or novella there, Wyke. So if you wanted to expand upon that, I think there'd be a market for it. And I think I'd buy that. Expensive cars for himself and all his friends. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I mean, he had a lot of money. Killer, surf on acid. I mean, probably. I mean, if he's outside of the public eye, he's just like, I'm just going to do whatever I want. I don't even care anymore. And obviously, big fan of Hawaii. Juice moved to Thailand anonymously and with a sketchy. I think that's casting aspersions on Elvis Aaron Presley there. Again, it doesn't seem like him, but you never know. You never know what people are hiding, in their private lives. And if you want to be anonymous, I imagine Thailand's a pretty good place to do it. Although he doesn't look Thai, so he would still stand out in some ways. Definitely bought a large farm and rescued animals. Again, we're going with the animal vibe. That's interesting. Possibly because of Hound Dog. Killer Kilch, no Nick Cage. What film has Nick Cage, Christian Slater, Kurt Russell, and Kevin Costner? Kurt Russell, I believe, was in a TV movie. Christian Slater, what film was he in? I mean, they have been the 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Could it be that someone's finally found a flaw in a Wikipedia article? 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Wikipedia, here we go. I mean, are they play guys playing Elvis? See, I think we found the flaw here. Then Kurt Russell plays Michael Zane. And Christian Slater plays Hanson. And Val Kilmer in True Romance. I thought Val Kilmer in True Romance, but I don't believe he's actually Elvis. I believe he is just playing a fictional apparition in Christian Slater's mind. But I mean, again, let's look it up. This quiz is nothing if not vigorously tested. Sometimes. Val Kilmer as Mentor. I mean, I think unless he's being credited as Elvis, I'm not sure I can accept. But I imagine you will have got at least one of them, right? Wyke, Nick Cage. Was that in the 3,000 Miles as well? Okay, so I'm wrong. As in, I'm wrong about he is playing Elvis Presley. And it does say Mentor / Elvis Preslly. What does IMDb say? I hope this is interesting for everybody else, because it's interesting for me. Put all my eggs in the 3,000 Miles to Graceland basket. That is a leaky basket, my friend. That is a leaky basket. Where are you? Val Kilmer credited only as Mentor. I don't mean to be smug, but yeah, I still feel pretty vindicated in that. Not, but great answers for all of the what would Elvis be doing? It's a leaky basket. A lot of baskets are. Don't want to lose those eggs, Wyke. And M, if you were president after all the important stuff, what personal law would you make? Get it in the chat. Whatever these laws are that you're going to make, I want them in the chat. I want to hear them. I want to feel them. I want to experience them. Question number 1. No one should be going to jail because they have a what problem? Drug. No one should be going to jail because they have a drug problem. One of them said that. Could have been either of them. I think you will agree. Question number 2. I blank all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. Again, a message of unity. Could have been either of them. Represent. I represent all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. Question number 3. I take full blank. It's not my fault that it came here. It's China's fault. Now this one, again, you're probably not going to guess this because the word is responsibility. I take full responsibility. It's not my fault. Could have been either of them. Number 4, there's a reason why he's bringing up all this blank. He doesn't want to talk about substantive issues. This is, I think, my favorite word, I think, that was used in the debates. It was, of course, malarkey. There's a reason he's bringing up all this malarkey. Wonderful stuff. Could have been either of them. They both know words like malarkey. And number 5, children are brought here by blank and lots of bad people cartels. Again, I said before, you're probably not going to be able to guess this one. It's a bold claim. No one's going to deny that. The answer is coyotes. Children are brought here by coyotes and lots of bad people cartels. Children are brought here by coyotes. Could have been either of them. So well done if you got any of those right. Some of those are quite specific. And give yourself some leeway. You know, I take responsibility for all of you. You know, give yourself a little bit of leeway here. And then M, the final musing. If you were president, after all of the important stuff, obviously, what personal law would you make? Let's see what we've got. Sarah Kilch, no import tax on chocolate. Absolutely. Because you want to import as much of that as possible outside of s'mores, Hershey's chocolate, with respect to the Hershey's Corporation and its millions of fans. It's just not good enough, I'm afraid. Just not good enough. Annika Ryan, all loan forgiveness for anyone making less than $500,000. Sure. Absolutely. Give them a little bit of money. And the people that are earning more than $500,000, you can pay it back. That's fine. All us regular Joes, you know, we should be forgiven. Just be forgiven. And that's absolutely fine. Just give everybody that little leg up. If you give someone a leg up, then they'll give you a step up. Movie, another sequel to Step Up. Killer. Every town would have a cinema with access to all films ever made. Killer, you're thinking big. You're thinking big, and I really respect that. I think that's a great. All films ever made would likely be some kind of streaming thing, I would have thought, which would be interesting. Again, I don't know what the infrastructure would be needed to sort something like that out, but yeah, I mean, I want to see every film ever made. Mostly, some of them I'll just look up on Wikipedia, but a lot of them I would like to see. Nana, I would create a new sleeping holiday. Doesn't get enough respect, sleeping. Oh, here's a day for trees. Here's a day for presidents. Sleeping, though? Let's get sleeping in there. Let's have a day where everyone just says, do you know what? I'm going to wake up. I'm going to have a lovely breakfast. I'm just going to go right back to sleep. I'm on board with that one, Nana. That's great. Definitely. Everyone gets a free drink, alcoholic or not, on my birthday. That's a good one. I like that one a lot because that's not... I mean, it's excessive, but it's not too excessive. It's only one day a year. It's a year that everybody looks forward to, therefore, because they're like, well, it's President Definitely's birthday, so I'm going to be getting a free drink. But it's only one drink, yeah? So you could just have that one drink, feel a little buzz, have a little dance, maybe a bit of karaoke, you just needed that one drink, and then go home. If you want to take it too far, that's on you, okay? Don't blame the Prez for that, okay? You're doing the best you can, yeah? You've got weak ankles. You've broken them. You just do rock and roll. 4-day work week, Mike Wilson, straight in there. 4-day work week, on board. Let's just do this like Scandinavia, guys. Let's just do this like Scandinavia, okay? They know what they're talking about. They got some real good ideas up there. Dogs as tax dependents. Juice! That's great. Anything that could, if I could, because I look after Jesus as my son, and yet the man says that he's not my son. Don't agree with that. I love him more than a lot of people love their kids. And the fact that I can't get a little bit back from... I'm with you. Gosh, if you could all just be president for like 6 months, I'd have a wonderful time. White says, Christy, no toast crumbs in the butter. That's going to be good. Find some way of... Again, I'm not sure how that would work. The logistics of it are maybe above me. I'd need to, pray on that a little bit. But the general sense of no toast crumbs in butter is fantastic. Because as it is, you've kind of got to have one tub of butter specifically for toast. Because you don't want that on, having a little bit of butter in some pasta. It's got crumbs in it. Crummies. Get rid. Well done, Christy. I don't know who you are, but I take my hat off to you. White, if you're going to watch every film ever made, you could start with 3,000 Miles to Graceland. I've heard it's good. Heard there's a lot of people pretending to be Elvis in it. Another law, compulsory 1 year in retail or service industry. Now, Mike, you're talking a lot of sense there. Because, a lot of people just would need that. I will say that I don't. I have that empathy anyway because of my great capacity to feel. But a lot of people do need just that little bit of extra help to say, yeah, this is what it's like. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm cool anyway, so I wouldn't need to do it. But for everyone else, which is the only amendment I'd make to that. But yeah, points all round, guys. Points all round for those. Those are fantastic. So, you have all the points you're going to get, guys. You've got all the points you're going to get. While you tot up your scores, I want to remind you that in this quiz, aside from the yay or nay subject choice, let's get back to the main. Aside from the yay or nay subject choice, you're only competing against yourself. There is no point threshold to being smart. So if you have all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, you are smart. And if you are watching this on YouTube, not live, make sure you write down your score and your musing answers in the comments below because I'd love to hear what you did. I'd love to discuss them with you. I really would. So let's get Nana, the humbling power of taking out a bag of trash full of liquid. Yeah. Bin juice. Bin juice. Everyone needs to get that on their shoes once or twice. Again, excluding me. So tot up your scores. Get them in the chat. We do have a most week show coming up on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific. As ever, it's going to be a fantastic show. We've got some wonderful stuff lined up. One of the elements of the show that we are going to be dealing with, it's a SnapQuest week. It's a SnapQuest week, and we're going to be... I'm looking for some snaps, for you to take some snaps of something pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the SnapQuest this time. So have a little watch of this video to give yourself some inspiration. Yeah?
SnapQuest is almost nigh a test for your creative eye. You simply must give it a try, and this week's prompt is...
The point here is to get really creative with the prompt, although obviously with this particular prompt there's only so much creativity that you can use. I mean, obviously it's going to be a photo of a dozen somethings, but I still believe that you have the creativity within you to make up something really special. I mean, the last few SnapQuests, what you've been able to achieve has been truly magnificent. Wow. I told myself I wasn't going to cry on this one.
Wow. TB, well done, 20. That's fantastic. Juice Dota, 23. Fantastic. Anna Karine, 25. Fantastic. Well done, you. Killer, 24. Well done, you. Nana, 25. And Wyke and Definitely, both with 27. That's superb. That's superb. Well done to all of you for getting it right. Lightning round. I always think I should come up with some kind of thing. No, I've got it. So I sent out some. For those of you who don't know, some time ago I did an art bet on the Most Week show where I drew some famous people on little pieces of card, and people had to guess who they were. Some of them were claimed. People said, I loved this art so much, I want you to send it to me. And I sent it to them. And they had a great time getting them, even though some of them haven't said thank you yet. But some of them, including Mr. Hitler here, didn't get claimed for some reason. People didn't want a little picture of Adolf Hitler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of these. I'm going to take Jesus, and I'm going to take Beyonce, okay? So Wyke and Definitely, I want you to choose either Beyonce or Jesus. I'm going to pick one of them without looking, without thinking. I'm going to shuffle them up, and then whichever one I pick gets the win, okay? That's what we're going to do. It's been decided, and we're doing it. Wyke wants Beyonce. Definitely, you're left with Jesus. Your consolation prize is Jesus, which is, as we all know, a pretty... Oh, no. Guys, you can't have the same for this as well. Get out of each other's minds. Am I right? Someone's going to have to buckle. I suppose technically it should be Definitely, because Wyke really got in there quick. Although Definitely did write Beyonce with the little thing, and he said Beyonce. At least Beyonce is real. Okay, yeah, we'll go with Definitely then. Yeah, absolutely. I respect that. I respect good... Oh, but you'll take... Come on, guys. It's 7:34. People want to get on with some worrying tonight. So, Definitely Not Duda says Jesus. Wyke says Beyonce. These are face down. I don't know who I've got. Oh, the tension. I'm not even going to look. Who's won? It's Jesus. Jesus. Oh, what a wonderful child. Jesus. So Definitely wins 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row for Definitely. Well done, Definitely. Which means, again, you get to choose what next week's yay or nay round is on. Anything you want. You picked fantastically with 80's movies. Now you get to choose again. Other people can drop in some suggestions, something that they would like, and see if Definitely picks them. I mean, Definitely's got the power. Definitely can choose to ignore you, but celebrating Jesus by choosing Jesus. So this is that's a good one. So next week, guys, same place, same time, we're going to have the Most Week show. It's going to be focused, at least in part, on cheeses. So well done. Definitely. Well done, all of you. I think you're all smart. That's my personal opinion, which means that I can't be wrong. Thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you've had fun. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you were distracted for an hour and a half, and I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I've had a fantastic evening, and I haven't thought about it once, except for that round that was all about it. I am not me. I am Art. And I do hope that you'll join me next week, same time, same place, for another opportunity to say to yourself, yes, I am smart. Thank you, guys. Cheers. And I'll see you see you on Sunday, and then next week as well. Yeah, smash that like button, Wyke. You tell those future YouTube people. Here we go. Are we doing it? Yeah, okay, cool. Cheers. Bye. Cheers. Good luck, democracy.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.